Hello, Jesse. This is Abraham. I don't know if you really care, but I'm having a lot of fun gardening. These are my baby tomato plants. We just squeezed the tomatoes that we already produced, basically onto the top of the soil, and they'll just grow. So if you ever want to do tomatoes, tomatoes are super easy. I don't know how the ones from the stores work because they're genetically modified. I don't know if the seeds work the same way, but if you grow a tomato, you can basically take another one of the tomatoes you get off of it and you just squeeze them into the plant. Squeeze them into the planter. And you'll have a nice green, look, just insane amounts of just baby tomatoes. Cassie won't let me just put one in here. She wanted me to fucking crowd them out like this, but they're beautiful. They're still little beautiful, nice green plants. Easy to grow. Alright, here's the tomato plant that got eaten by a lot of worms. We've removed a lot of the old dead plant matter, so it just looks like vines, but this is the tomato plant. But we've taken all the red tomatoes off. It's growing back now. Every once in a while we'll get one of the tomato worms. I think they're called tomato hookworms or something, or tomato spiked worms. I can't remember. But they're specifically mostly attack tomato plants. You can see by the edges of these plants. Oh, it's going out of focus. The edges of the plants, you can tell they look like this. They basically look like stubs, and there'll be these black poops on your plants if you have the tomato worms. Serranos, they're doing excellent, but we ran out of space and we planted like 5 in the same area, so that's why they're so skinny. But it's just like full, and these are kind of falling over because there's so many peppers on them. I don't know if you can see them in the video, but they're like everywhere. Like, I'll get a close up, just you can see just tons of serranos just coming off on this sucker. Yeah, look at this little bunch here. It's a big old bunch. You got all these. Serranos are amazing. Then the jalapeno plant has taken off. Sorry, a little stumble there. Yeah, look at this. It's got some little stretch marks from growing. Look at all these jalapenos, man. They're beautiful. Look at that. And then this is like a little jalapeno plant. It's kind of getting crowded out, but it's got so many peppers on it. It's hard to kind of see. I gotta kind of... they're kind of covered by leaves, but you get the idea. They're all over, and they go green, and then they get that black color on the outside, and then they turn red, and that's when they're the ripest. They'll turn red, and then they'll get sweeter and sweeter and sweeter, and a little bit hotter over time, but mostly sweeter if you let them get red. But yeah, they're doing a lot better. Right now, the ground's all dry. I'm trying to kind of starve them. When you starve the pepper plants, not enough to make the leaves wilt. If you start seeing the leaves wilt, you need to water them again. But you basically, when you starve them of water, they'll grow deeper. Basically, the root system will be stronger and they'll grow deeper, trying to search for water when you starve them a little. Don't starve them too much, though. Like, I've seen some videos that say that keeping the root system constantly moist is good, and then others say that you want to dry them out so the root systems grow. And most of the facts support the keep them watered, but every once in a while starve them so they grow a little bit. For my first pepper grinders turned out, this is the habanero, by the way. This is the habanero that's not doing well. I had to trim it back and stuff because it had a bunch of dead leaves. They had a few bugs on it and stuff like that. I trimmed it back, and now it's got all these fresh, beautiful green leaves that are growing out of it. It's got some. This is the only actual fruit it has on it right now. There's a couple habaneros on this one right here, which I'm worried about because it's like a skinny one. It's kind of dangling over. I'm afraid it's gonna like fall over once the fruit kind of matures, but it'll be okay. But yeah, the plants are looking beautiful. They've grown a lot since the last video, and that was only probably about a week ago, right? These are the only ones I'm worried about. I don't know what's going on with these leaves. All the leaves look droopy. They're a different color than the other plants. This is Anaheim, by the way. And then same thing over here with the bell pepper. The bell peppers that came off here were delicious, but it just isn't growing well. We've only got, I think we got 1 or 2 good ones out of it. But that's it. But now it's got 3. It's got one right here. This little weird looking one. They're all shaping weird. And this one's like a mutant. I don't know what's going on with this. It's like darker green than the rest of them. It's got this little nubbin at the bottom. I don't know what the heck's going on with this one. It's a weird looking bell pepper. It's all gnarled and stuff. It's crazy looking. Then you got this little sucker down here. There it is. Okay, it's behind that little leaf. You can see though, little bell pepper. Probably about, it looks like it's about 1.5 inches. You can't tell from this video, but it's about 1.5 inches. These Anaheims, they're all about 3 to 4 inches. To give you reference, they're big leaves, but compared to the other pepper plants, they all look dead and like dying. So, and then here's another little serrano. This one got eaten by worms early, which is weird because the worms usually don't attack pepper plants. I think the capsaicin keeps them away or something. Because that's the reason peppers have that defense mechanism. It's to keep. We're the only animals that actually actively eat peppers because we're crazy. But this one's doing okay. It's got new growth. The leaves kind of look funky on this one still, but it's getting better. The new growth looks, the leaves look healthier and stuff like that, like this. But it's got plenty of peppers on it. It's a little plant, got plenty of peppers on it though. And then this is the next one over. This is another, is this the Serrano? Yeah, this is another Serrano. No, this is the, God damn it. This is the Tabasco. So from now on, what I'm going to do, I learned that if you trim, like when they're getting really tall like this, if you trim them, like cut them in half early, when they're growing early, they'll branch out more and won't get so tall and top heavy. So this one got a little top heavy. Same thing with the other Serranos down the way. They're all turning out smaller than like store-bought Serranos, but the flavor is better. So I'm not really complaining. They're heavily seed packed though. There's no like you buy a Serrano in the store and it's like, there's empty space inside with outside of the seeds, but with mine for some reason it's just they're tightly packed with seeds and they're good flavor. Medium heat. My jalapenos are actually about on par with my Serranos. They're about the same heat. It's weird, but I'm getting used to eating a lot of hot stuff. So, and this is the very final jalapeno plant. It's got a few on there. There's one that's kind of turning right there from a dark green. Where is it? Is it? Okay. The camera's not exactly where I thought it was on the phone, but that's the pepper. This one's, see how it's almost black? It's just about to turn red, that one. It's a smaller jalapeno, but for some reason I'm getting a lot of small fruit that are maturing early. I think that's either due to a lack of nutrients or something. I'm gonna have to look it up. So. But yeah, lots of blossoms. That means there's going to be a lot more new plants. I found this out when I was talking to you about crossbreeding. I was totally wrong. So, like I was saying, some of my ghost peppers were turning out milder because I thought they were cross-pollinating with the jalapeno. I don't think you get the effects of the cross-pollination until the second generation. So, I mean, not the second generation. I mean, you got to take seeds from the cross-pollinated plant, and the seeds will grow the new characteristics of the cross-pollinated pepper. So this is the end of my night. I've been working on like zero sleep, and somehow I went outside to do some look at my pepper plants, and I got like a burst of energy, so I thought I'd make this video. These plants are looking so beautiful, man. It's so easy, and it's rewarding, fun, and like it's not that hard. To tell you the truth, it's not that hard. You just got to learn a few things off of YouTube or the internet or from any gardener, and like just a couple little simple things made my garden way better from a few videos I've watched. Seems like early on I was stripping nutrients from my plants because I was overwatering. And also, if you look here, this is dirt. This is dirt. You see the wood chips and stuff like that? That used to be mixed in and covered the whole top and be mixed in with all the soil. But I was originally, this is uphill, and it goes to about like at the end. The slope is probably about 2 feet. No, less than 2 feet. It's hard to tell from here, but it's a lot more than it looks. It looks pretty much straight line, but the drop is almost a foot or two. So like all the water I put up here ran down. So now I got the that drip system piping in there that's wrapped around each plant. It's got a splitter here, so it goes both ways, so it evenly distributes the pressure throughout the pipe instead of just doing one that went all the way from here. Because the silk hose actually drips a lot of water, and it has a restrictor in there. So if you don't put a T and equalize the pressure, the water will all drain out before it gets all the way to the end. If you're doing a decently long run like me. But yeah, these peppers are looking beautiful. I'm so excited. There's so many habaneros on here. You can't even see them because they're green and they blend in. But if I get closer, you can. Let me see. Like, let's see. There's some nice ones right there. That's a nice, look at that green. That is beautiful habaneros right there, and you can see the little one in the background. There's two beautiful ones right there. All right, now I'm gonna give you a little more look at, this is the ghost pepper tree, and I'm still not sure that it's actually a ghost pepper. I think Home Depot might have mislabeled or something. It can't be a ghost pepper, it's not hot enough. I mean, my Serrano, not Serranos, my habaneros are almost the same heat, so it's weird. I could just be getting used to the heat or what, but you would definitely tell between a habanero and a ghost pepper, is what I'm thinking. But these must be a hybrid, a milder hybrid version. Let's see here. Yeah, look at that nice one. That is a beautiful one right there, nice and round. Actually, they're supposed to look like, the reason I still think this might still be a ghost pepper is because the original shape kind of looks like a longer, skinnier habanero, and I've learned that a lot of times when you grow a pepper plant, sometimes they'll have characteristics if they've been hybrid and stuff like that. Sometimes you'll get round ones like this, but for a ghost pepper or a Bujalokia, as they're called, you want something more like this one right here. See, this one's getting a little longer like that. The reason they crinkle up early is the plant matter that I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what the different parts of the plant are called. But basically, after the flower forms, this brown part, let's see if I can find an example. Should be easy. Okay. So you got this part right here. And you see that it's not really brown yet on this. It's kind of turning yellowish brown. Basically, the petals of the flower and the part that holds it on is a little stronger in this pepper, and it kind of holds onto the pepper and it disshapes the pepper until it falls off. I keep on removing them so I get a certain pepper shape. Otherwise, it kind of squeezes the end of the pepper. Let's see if I can show you a good example here. I'm trying to look around. That's why I'm kind of paused for a second. Let's see here. All right. And it's amazing, some of these leaves are fucking huge on this. Like, you got these little leaves, and then you got this, like, fucking giant size. Here's my hand. It's like the size of my hand. Some of these pepper leaves are fucking huge. Okay, let's see if I can find an example of what I was trying to show you how it, like, it basically, the part of the flower, it basically forms a ring around the pepper, and it'll cause the pepper to misshape. Sometimes it's this, where is it? See that little part on the end of the pepper? That little brown part. Sometimes it gets stuck higher up on the pepper before it falls off, and it causes the pepper to have like a little segment there, kind of like a little place where it causes abnormal shapes in the pepper. And I didn't realize what was causing these pepper shapes for the like hotter peppers. I'm like, why does it form that way? Why does it look all crinkled then? It's because it's being basically crimped by that little brown piece right there. It falls off really easy on the Serranos because the way they're shaped, but the ghost peppers, like here, see the way that end formed? See that part that's like kind of crimped? That's because that brown part was kind of holding on to it. I didn't realize that was causing the pepper shape. It's kind of cool. I like to make them as long and pointy as possible, so I like any smaller peppers that have them on there, I usually try to take off. I like the long pointy shape. I like that kind of shape for this type of pepper. Just they look prettier. The gnarled ones are actually cool too, so I don't know why I'm removing them. My first time. I'm experimenting. But yeah, Some of them turn out nice and round like this, and some of them turn out pointy like the habaneros. Like, see, this is the same pepper. This right here. And they don't round out as they get older. These red ones right here are earlier versions. For some reason, the later versions are getting pointier and more typical of a ghost pepper. I don't know if you can tell I'm excited about peppers and gardening now. Well, have fun at work today if you're working. Bye.